कृपया अपने अपने स्थान को ग्रहण करें और थोड़ा सा प्रेक्षागृह में शांति बनाए रखें। धन्यवाद।
Google Workspace with Gemini offers AI that's embedded in the app.
जित्वा संधानम् इत्यध्या।
आज के इस पावन अवसर पर हमारे मध्य मंच पर उपस्थित हैं माननीय श्री योगी आदित्यनाथ जी, माननीय मुख्यमंत्री उत्तर प्रदेश एवं विश्वविद्यालय की महापरिषद के अध्यक्ष, माननीय न्यायमूर्ति श्री सूर्यकांत सर्वोच्च न्यायालय एवं मुख्य अतिथि, माननीय न्यायमूर्ति श्री विक्रमनाथ सर्वोच्च न्यायालय माननीय कुलाध्यक्ष, माननीय न्यायमूर्ति श्री अरुण भंसाली मुख्य न्यायमूर्ति उच्च न्यायालय इलाहाबाद। इनके अतिरिक्त मंच पर विराजमान हैं विश्वविद्यालय के माननीय कुलपति महोदय प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर अमरपाल सिंह, विश्वविद्यालय के विभागाध्यक्ष प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर मनीष सिंह, विश्वविद्यालय के कुल सचिव श्री गिरिजेश कुमार त्यागी जी। और अब आज के इस पावन अवसर पर मां सरस्वती के आशीर्वाद के लिए एवं समारोह के शुभारंभ हेतु मैं मंचासीन अतिथियों से अनुरोध करती हूं कि वे दीप प्रज्वलित कर मां सरस्वती की प्रतिमा पर पुष्प अर्पण करें और वहीं छात्र छात्राओं से आग्रह है कि वे सरस्वती वंदना का पाठ करें।
माता सरस्वती वागीश्वरी
धन्यवाद। और अब मैं माननीय कुलपति महोदय से स्वागत उद्बोधन के लिए अनुरोध करूंगी।
परम आदरणीय श्री योगी आदित्यनाथ जी महाराज, the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh and the Chairperson of the Governing Council of Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia National Law University, Lucknow, Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Judge Supreme Court of India, and 53rd Chief Justice of India Designate, the Chief Guest of this convocation, Honorable Mr. Justice Vikram Nath, Judge Supreme Court of India, and the Honorable Visitor of the University, Honorable Mr. Justice Arun Bhansali ji, the Honorable Chief Justice of High Court of Judicature at Allahabad, and the guest of honor for the convocation, Honorable Judges from Allahabad High Court and Lucknow Bench, Honorable Vice Chancellors from other universities, Registrar, Head of the Department, distinguished faculty members, officers and staff, members of the students' community, graduating students, their families, dignitaries, distinguished guests, media persons, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to welcome you in the fourth convocation of Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia National Law University, Lucknow, where we acknowledge the competencies and confer the degrees on our students. I take this opportunity to express my sincere congratulations to our graduating students whose achievements have been the fruits of their years-long hard work. It's a significant accomplishment, and I express my sincere appreciation to the faculty members, officers and staff of the university, the parents, the guardians, the friends and sponsors of our students for assisting in educational pursuits and for continuing support to make this university a place of excellence. I am beholden to the Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Yogi Adityanath ji, who has been a guiding light for this convocation and has been engaging and supporting all the activities culminating in this convocation program. I take this opportunity to welcome Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Judge Supreme Court of India, and the 53rd Chief Justice of India Designate, and the chief guest of this convocation, who has agreed to spare his valuable time despite his pressing schedules. I would like to draw the attention of the graduating students that Justice Suryakant is that iconic figure who has demonstrated as to how an humble farmer's son can rise to the highest office of the country. Lord Krishna puts it in Bhagavad Gita, Yadyada charati shresthaha tattad devetaro janah yat pramanam sakurte lokas tadanuvartate. Honorable Mr. Suryakant has created that pramana which shall inspire generations of lawyers and judges in the days to come. I am equally beholden to Honorable Mr. Justice Vikram Nath sir, Judge Supreme Court of India, and the Honorable Visitor of the University, who has been consistently guiding us in all affairs of the university and has found time to be with us this morning. He is another iconic judge from Uttar Pradesh who has created new milestones in his professional journey. We have the privilege of welcoming Honorable Mr. Justice Arun Bhansali ji, the Honorable Chief Justice of High Court of Judicature at Allahabad, for his gracious presence in this convocation. His presence adds to the grace of the occasion, as he is known to be an icon of humility and perfection in the profession. May I make a few submissions as to some humble efforts that we have made for improving the university system. During last 1 year, we received 3 projects under Centers of Excellence scheme of Uttar Pradesh government. During this period, we have also carried out comprehensive maintenance of boys and girls hostels, undertaken with the assistance of a generous grant from the state government. And for this, we put on record our sincere gratitude and thanks to the government of Uttar Pradesh and our Honorable Chief Minister, Yogi Adityanath ji. An Olympic-sized swimming pool that was with us was also made fully functional during this period, providing enhanced facilities for students and university members. In addition, a recruitment for teaching positions was successfully completed, resulting in the appointment of 2 professors, 7 associate professors, 7 assistant professors on contract basis. The promotion process under the Career Advancement Scheme of UGC was also finalized, benefiting several faculty members of the university and the librarian. May I submit in front of this august gathering that Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia National University, in its existence of 19 years, has been contributing to the legal learning in the larger community in its own humble ways. During last 19 years, we have contributed 250 plus number of judicial officers in the judiciary of Uttar Pradesh and other judicial services of the country, scores of civil servants and several other legal professionals who have been successfully contributing their bit in the legal profession, serving the common man in their own humble ways. Last but not the least, I take this opportunity to remind my graduating students that the legal education is not meant for material success alone, but is an instrument of service to the society. In the true Indian tradition, legal education is not merely an arthakari vidya, but has to be a mulyavati vidya, which means a knowledge which is used as a medium for social welfare and enlightenment, serving the least privileged, the lowliest and the lost, as Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore puts it. In fact, it is this element of service which distinguishes the idea of vocation and profession as we generally know in the legal system across the globe. I take this opportunity once again to welcome all the dignitaries on dais and the honorable guests sitting in front of me. Thank you so much.
धन्यवाद कुलपति महोदय। मैं हमारे विशिष्ट अतिथि माननीय न्यायमूर्ति श्री अरुण भंसाली जी, मुख्य न्यायमूर्ति उच्च न्यायालय इलाहाबाद से अनुरोध करती हूं कि वे उपाधि धारकों को अपने आशीर्वचन से अनुग्रहित करें।
Shri Yogi Adityanath ji, Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh and Chairperson of the General Council of this university, Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Chief Justice of India, Designate, Honorable Mr. Justice Vikram Nath, Judge Supreme Court of India, my esteemed colleague judges, Professor Amarpal Singh, Vice Chancellor of the University, distinguished faculty members, teaching and non-teaching staff of the university, graduating students, esteemed guests of the dais. It gives me immense pleasure to be here on a day that marks both culmination and commencement, the end of one journey and beginning of many. Convocation ceremonies are moments of celebration, but also of reflection. They invite us to look back at the ideals that shaped our education and ahead to the choices that will shape our lives. You stand today at a defining threshold between the certainty of what you have learned and the uncertainty of what lies ahead, between the security of guidance and the independence of judgment. For years, you have lived in the security of guidance where there was always someone to show the way, a professor to explain, a senior to correct, a friend to reassure. You asked questions and found answers waiting. You worked within a structure that, though demanding, gave direction, where every mistake could still be a lesson and every doubt could be clarified. But from this moment onwards, that security gives way to independence. An independence that is both empowering and exacting. You will now stand on your own reasoning. You will take decisions that no syllabus can prepare you for. There will be no model answers, no feedbacks, no final grades, only consequences, clients, and conscience. Every profession teaches its wisdom in different ways. Medicine teaches compassion through pain. Teaching imparts patience through repetition. And the law teaches through time. It doesn't reveal its wisdom in one moment of brilliance, but in countless small moments of practice, discipline, and discovery. Over the years, I have come to believe that what truly sustains a lawyer is not what we learn in classroom or find in judgments, but what we quietly gather through experience. The habits that take roots, the values that steady us, and the principles that shape how we work and who we become. And so today, rather than speaking about the vastness of law or the achievements of this institution, I want to share with you a few lessons that in my own journey have stood the test of time. They are not written in any statute or taught in any lecture, yet they define the difference between knowing the law and living it. They are few in number, but deep in meaning, simple to hear, but harder to practice. And if remembered, they will not just make you good lawyers, but wiser professionals and more grounded human beings. The first such truth is silence. First of these truths may surprise you, but law is in many ways a profession built upon expression. From your first moot to your last viva, you have been taught to speak, to argue, to persuade, to defend. The word too imagines the lawyer as a creature of speech, forever talking, forever convincing, forever engaged in debate. And yet, after years spent in court, I have come to believe something different, something I wish you to carry with you today. The true strength of a lawyer, and perhaps of any leader, lies not only in words, but in silence. There is a silence that follows good argument. The finest advocates are those who flood a courtroom with sound, but those who allow their words to breathe. Persuasion does not come from the length of speech, but from the weight of pauses. It is in those few seconds of quiet that thought travels, that conviction forms, that respect grows. Silence in advocacy is not the absence of sound. It is the presence of discipline, dignity, and confidence. The ability to listen, to measure, to hold back is what distinguishes mastery from performance. But silence is not confined to the courtroom. It runs deeper. It is woven into the very structure of law itself. As young lawyers, when you go and practice, you will often feel the pressure to respond instantaneously, to speak before others do, to react before you reflect. Persist that pressure. Remember that silence does not diminish you. It deepens you. It allows your words, when they finally come, to have the weight of thought behind them. Our Constitution is often described as a document of majestic words: justice, liberty, equality, fraternity. Yet, in real genius lies as much in its silence as in its text. The framers left spaces, deliberate, meaningful silence, trusting that future generations would fill them with conscience and imagination. The Constitution did not mention privacy, and yet in that silence, the Supreme Court discerned dignity. It did not list every form of discrimination, and yet in that silence, protection grew for women, for Dalits, for LGBTQ citizens. It did not define fraternity, and yet in that silence lives the unending project of unity and diversity. The silence also has another face, the silence of leadership. Whether as advocates, academics, or judges, you will face moments when you stand alone. There will be times when no precedent applies, when colleagues differ, when popular opinion demands one thing but justice demands another. Leadership in law, as in life, often means walking alone for a while, listening to the inner voice that speaks only in silence. Those who lead must learn to inhabit that quiet space where reflection replaces reaction and integrity guides the decision. Now for the second truth, that is the preparation. The second truth I wish to share with you today is one that every young lawyer discovers the hard way. Nothing replaces preparation. Eloquence may dazzle for a day, but preparation builds a career. The courtroom does not reward the loudest voice. It respects the most ready mind. Judges remember not those who spoke long, but those who spoke with substance. A single, well-researched point, presented simply and sincerely, outweighs hours of improvisation. Behind every successful lawyer lies 1,000 silent hours of reading, of checking every citation, rereading every statute, tracing that one overlooked precedent that turns the tide. You cannot control the outcome of a case, but you can always control your preparation. And that control, that quiet discipline, is what defines your worth as a professional. Preparation, my young friends, is not just about knowing the law. It is about respecting it. It is a form of reverence towards your client and the court. You will soon realize that the legal profession which you are about to enter is not a place for shortcuts. It rewards consistency more than brilliance and diligence more than drama. The world may praise quick success, but the courtroom recognizes only enduring substance. Now for the third truth, that is the professional conduct. The profession you would be entering values courtesy far more than charisma. Be punctual, be respectful, treat the staff, your juniors, your colleagues, and even your adversaries with decency and never mistake aggression for confidence. You may win cases with your words, but you will earn respect through your conduct. In law, grace is not decoration, it is the strength. A composed advocate commands far more attention than a loud one. Decency in the long run becomes its own form of influence. Never forget that the law is not a race, it is a discipline. The early years are not meant to enrich your pocket, but to enrich your perspective. You are laying a foundation, and foundations are never visible, but everything else stands on them. So, my young friends, as you leave this university, you carry not only a degree, but a duty. The duty to uphold justice, to defend truth, to protect dignity, and to keep faith with the Constitution. Silence, as I said, will lend power to your words. Preparation will lead confidence to your cause. Conduct will lend grace to your presence. Patience will lend maturity to your craft, and integrity, that quiet, invisible virtue, will lend immortality to your name. As you begin your journeys in courts, in classrooms, in chambers, and in life, may your voices carry eloquence, but may your silence carry wisdom. May your ambition be guided by empathy and your success be grounded in service. For in the end, the law will not remember how loudly you spoke, but how truly you served. Jai Hind.
Now we request our esteemed Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Amar Pal Singh, to invite Honorable Chief Guest, Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, to commence the Convocation 2025 ceremony.
May I request the Honorable Chief Guest, Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant ji, to declare the Convocation 2025 open.
I declare the convocation ceremony of Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia National Law University open.
अब मैं माननीय न्यायमूर्ति श्री विक्रमनाथ जी से आग्रह करती हूं कि वे अपने आशीर्वचन से हम सबका मार्ग प्रशस्त करें।
इस भव्य सभागार में उपस्थित सभी को प्रणाम, नमस्कार। मुझे 3 मिनट का समय दिया गया है आशीर्वचन देने के लिए, तो औपचारिकताओं को मैं किनारे रख करके थोड़ा सा माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी से और सबसे निवेदन करके मैं सीधे बात करता हूं बच्चों से अपनी 3 मिनट के लिए बस। तो आज आप लोग अपनी पढ़ाई पूरी करके अब पब्लिक लाइफ में आने वाले हैं। या तो आप अधिवक्ता बनेंगे, या न्यायिक अधिकारी बनेंगे, या सिविल सर्विसेज ट्राई करेंगे, या कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर में जाएंगे। तो ये जो 5 वर्ष का कोर्स किया है, 3 वर्ष का किया है, 2 का किया है, किसी ने LLM किया है, किसी ने LLD किया है, उन सब लोगों की तरफ से ये विद्यालय आज छूट रहा है। ये इंस्टीट्यूट आज आपसे विदा ले रहा है, आप उससे विदा ले रहे हैं। तो एक बार 3 चीयर्स हो जाए, हिप हिप हुर्रे, ठीक है? जोर से हिप 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 हिप। यस, मुझे ध्यान है जब मैं यहाँ विजिटर बनाया गया, माननीय हमारे मुख्य न्यायाधीश श्री DY चंद्रचूड़ जी ने मुझे बनाया था 2023 में। तो हम जब पहली बार आए इस नेशनल लॉ यूनिवर्सिटी में, तो पता लगा ये सभागार जो है पिछले 5-7 वर्ष से बंद पड़ा हुआ था, और इसकी सारी कुर्सियां, लाइट्स, ये वो सब खराब हो गई थी। पता क्या लगा, कारण क्या है कि कुछ LDA और कुछ शासन और कुछ इधर उधर में कहीं कुछ मतभेद हो गया था कुछ विद्यालय में, नेशनल लॉ यूनिवर्सिटी में। तो ये टेकअप नहीं कर पा रहा था, टेक ऑफ नहीं कर पा रहा था। तो हमने फिर एक मीटिंग करी, और वो मीटिंग आधे घंटे की हुई, और उसके बाद ये तय हुआ कि नई सभागार को तुरंत इसको रेनोवेट किया जाएगा और बढ़िया बनाया जाएगा। और लास्ट ईयर जब इसका कॉन्वोकेशन था, मैं नहीं आ पाया था क्योंकि हमारी सुबह फ्लाइट 2 घंटे लेट हो गई दिल्ली से, और यहाँ प्रोग्राम डिले नहीं हो सकता था। तो आज मैं पहली बार आया हूँ, मुझे बड़ी खुशी हो रही है इस बात की कि ये 2200 का सीटिंग कैपेसिटी का ऑडिटोरियम है, जिसका कि अब अच्छे से सदुपयोग हो रहा है। मैंने वाइस चांसलर साहब से भी पूछा तो उन्होंने बताया कि नहीं, और कार्यक्रम भी होते रहते हैं। हमने तभी कहा था कि इसको और लोगों को ओपन कर दीजिए, जिसको लेना हो इस्तेमाल करें। शासन के कई सारे प्रोग्राम होते हैं, कई सारे इंस्टीट्यूट्स हैं, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स हैं, डॉक्टर्स हैं, ये फंक्शंस के लिए इस ऑडिटोरियम को इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं। यूनिवर्सिटी है, इतना बड़ा ऑडिटोरियम जो कहीं मिलता नहीं, यहाँ पर है, बहुत अच्छा है। तो बच्चों, आप लोगों से, अब बच्चे तो नहीं रह गए, अब आप लोग सब ग्रेजुएट्स हो गए हैं, तो मेरा आप लोगों से सिर्फ इतना ही निवेदन है कि खूब मेहनत करिए, ईमानदारी से काम करिए, जहां भी जाइए मन लगा के करिए, और ये 3 काम करेंगे आप तो हमेशा लाइफ में सक्सेसफुल रहेंगे और अपने जीवन को अच्छा बनाएंगे, अपने परिवार को बढ़ाएंगे। जैसे मुझे आज खुशी हो रही है कि मैंने ये सभागार को, मैं मानता हूं कि मैंने दिया, इसको वापस खो गया था। तो ऐसे ही कुछ आप लोग करते रहिए कि जब आप कहीं बाद में सोचिए कि हमने क्या दिया था, आपको खुशी होगी उससे बड़ी खुशी और कोई नहीं होती। समाज तो इस्तेमाल करेगा ही आपके कार्यों को, मगर आपको जो अपनी खुशी मिलेगी कि हमने ये दिया, आई हैव गिवन बैक टू द सोसाइटी, दैट मेक्स यू फील very good and proud. So I'm very happy and I'm extremely grateful to the university for organizing this convocation, and I am also thankful to my Chief Justice of India designate, Justice Suryakant, who kindly accepted my request to be the chief guest for this function, and I'm also very happy and grateful to the Honorable Chief Minister who is here to address all of you. And with these words, I close. Thank you very much.
विश्वविद्यालय के विधिक शिक्षा विभाग के विभागाध्यक्ष से अनुरोध है कि वे विभाग के विद्या वाचस्पति, परास्नातक, स्नातक, डिप्लोमा धारक विद्यार्थियों को उपाधि के लिए प्रस्तुत करें। सभी उपाधि प्राप्तकर्ता अपने अपने स्थान पर खड़े हो जाएं।
Honorable visitor, I present unto you 24 candidates for PhD, 51 candidates for LLM, 176 candidates for BA LLB, and 58 candidates for the postgraduate diploma programs, present and in absentia, who have been examined and found qualified for the degrees of PhD, LLM, BA LLB honors, and postgraduate diploma programs, to which I pray they may be admitted.
By virtue of the authority vested in me of Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, National Law University, Lucknow, I admit you to the degrees of PhD, LLM, LLB, and diploma program of this university and charge you that in your life and conduct you prove yourselves worthy of the same. By virtue of the authority vested in me of Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, National Law University, Lucknow, I admit the candidates to their respective degrees in absentia and charge them that in their life and conduct they prove themselves worthy of the same.
अब मैं माननीय कुलपति महोदय से दीक्षोपदेश के लिए आग्रह करती हूं। उपाधि धारकों से आग्रह है कि वे अपने अपने स्थान पर खड़े रहें।
शिक्षोपदेश has been taken from शिक्षावल्ली section of तैतरीय उपनिषद। अध्ययन के उपरांत आप उपाधि धारक विद्यार्थियों के लिए मेरा ये उपदेश है। सत्यम वद धर्मम चर स्वाध्याय मा प्रमदः सत्यान न प्रमदितव्यम धर्मान न प्रमदितव्यम कुशलान न प्रमदितव्यम भूत्यै न प्रमदितव्यम स्वाध्याय प्रवचनाभ्याम न प्रमदितव्यम देव पितृ कार्याभ्याम न प्रमदितव्यम मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्य देवो भव अतिथि देवो भव यान्य अन्य वद्यानि कर्माणि तानि सेव्यतव्यानि। I present a small broad translation of this. सदा सत्य बोलें, धर्म का आचरण करें, स्वाध्याय से प्रमाद न करें, माता को देवता माने, पिता को देवता माने, आचार्य को देवता माने, अतिथि को देवता माने। जो हमारे अच्छे आचरण हैं वही तुम्हारे लिए ग्रहणीय है, अन्य नहीं। यही आदेश है, यही उपदेश है, यही अनुशासन है। आपका पथ मंगलमय हो।
धन्यवाद। और अब सारे उपाधिधारक अपना अपना स्थान ग्रहण करें। The ceremony will now proceed with the prestigious award of medals to the deserving students. The names of the students of LLM receiving medals for their overall academic performance are: Gold Medal, Harshita Yadav. Silver Medal,
Silver medal, Akriti Srivastav. Bronze medal, Rishabh Manek. The names of the students of BLLB receiving medals for their overall academic performances are: gold medal, Abhyuday Pratap. Silver medal, Saima Khan. Bronze medal, Darshika Pandey. The names of the students of BALLB Honours receiving sponsors medals are: Shri Pradeep Kumar Agrawal Memorial Gold Medal for securing highest marks in Law of Taxation, Swarna Yati. Justice O.B. Pradhan Memorial Gold Medal for securing highest marks in criminal law, Muskan Shukla. Late Srimati Padmavati Mohanlal Zariwala, Gold Medal for securing highest marks in constitutional law, Darshika Pandey. Shri Virendra Bhatia, Gold Medal for Students of the Year, Darshika Pandey. Shri K.K. Luthra Memorial Advocacy Gold Medal for the Best Motor of the Year, Abhyuday Pratap. Shri K.K. Luthra Memorial Advocacy Gold Medal for the Best Motor of the Year, Abhyuday Pratap. Ambition Law Institute Gold Medal Award for the Best Performance in Competitive Exams, UPSC State Public Service, Dheeraj Divakar. The names of the students of postgraduate diploma in cyber law receiving medals for their overall academic performance are: Gold Medal, Aman Kumar. Silver Medal, Sayukta Singh. Bronze Medal, Pranjal Pandey. the names of the students of postgraduate diploma in intellectual property rights getting medals for their overall academic performance are: gold medal Atreya Tripathi, silver medal Akshita Singh, bronze medal Shriya Avasthi, the names of the students of postgraduate diploma in media law getting medals in their overall academic performance are: gold medal Raghav Tripathi, silver medal Ishika Gautam, bronze medal Sania Gandhi,
Thank you to all the dignitaries. Now I request our esteemed dignitaries to kindly take their seats. The much anticipated convocation address will now be delivered by the Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Chief Guest. I request the Honorable Vice Chancellor to invite the Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant to deliver the convocation address.
I have the honor of humbly requesting the Honorable Chief Guest, Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant ji, and the Honorable Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. Sorry.
माननीय श्री योगी आदित्यनाथ जी, Honorable Chief Minister of the State of Uttar Pradesh, my brother Justice Vikram Nath, Honorable Judge Supreme Court of India, Chairman Supreme Court Legal Service Committee, and visitor Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, National Law University, Justice Arun Bansali, Honorable the Chief Justice of Allahabad High Court, distinguished sister and brother judges of the Allahabad High Court, Honorable Minister, State of UP, distinguished members of the State Legislative Assembly, members of the governing body of the Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, National Law University, officers of the Civil and Police Administration, State of Uttar Pradesh, senior advocates from the Supreme Court Bar. I could see Mr. Gaurav Bhatia and some other senior lawyers present here. Professor Amarpal Singh, Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, National Law University, Mr. Grijesh Kumar Tyagi, Registrar of the University, learned senior advocates and members of the legal fraternity of Lukhnau and Prayagraj High Court Bar Associations, distinguished members of the faculty, organizers, proud parents, and on my left and right side, my dear graduates, friends from media. Now I can say a very good afternoon. Still I can say good morning to all of you. I extend my heartfelt congratulations to every graduate seated here and to the families and most importantly the professors who have walked beside you through this journey. You have survived one of the most intellectually demanding forms of professional education that our country offers. The late nights, the exam anxiety, the moments when you questioned whether you belong here, all you pushed through of it. This day of achievement belongs equally to those who believed in you when you doubted yourself. This moment is as much theirs as it is yours. I speak today in the genuine belief that the legal profession will be your home, not because it is the only path before you, but because it is the one you are so well prepared to transform. This is a coincidence that this year, by 31st December 2025, I have to complete 11 convocation addresses, and today being 6th, every time I make an effort to change the subject and share something new ideas with my dear young law graduates. And therefore today I proceed on the premise that most of you will ultimately be the members and prominent personalities of the legal fraternity on the bar side, eventually looking for coming to the bench side as well. But each address which I have delivered in convocation, I am also aware of this fact that most of I will say today may be forgotten by the evening. One idea, however, that might stay with you, maybe not the words themselves, but the spirit behind that. And that idea is, which I thought I will share today, the difference between lawyers who merely survive and those who truly thrive. That difference lies not in how much they know when they begin, but in their willingness to stay curious and never stop learning. This mindset is woven into the very identity of this institution. Let's remember, this university bears the name of Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, a man who believed that the most dangerous comfort is intellectual certainty, and that renewal in system begins when someone has the courage to ask, should it be this way or differently? His legacy teaches us that growth requires us to scrutinize our own assumptions as rigorously as we scrutinize the law itself. I learned this when I was practicing at the local district courts, and I just had entered the legal profession. Immediate on graduation, I joined the profession and had an ambition that the cases in my kitty were much more than what I thought of. But when a client came to me with a property partition dispute involving his own brother, I was so eager to take it on. The facts appeared clear enough, and I was confident in my preparation. I was so sure, or maybe even overconfident, of my position that I did not consider it worthy to revisit my draft or re-examine my arguments before submission, and to my utter shock and disbelief, I lost the case. Crestfallen, I waded through my files again and clearly saw that I had missed something earlier. I had dismissed technical objections as immaterial and overlooked certain questions that proved decisive. I gathered myself, and rather than dwelling on it, I chose to learn from it. I started keeping a notebook, a record of each oversight, each gap in my thinking, and each question I should have asked. From that day on, before every fresh matter, I would start from complete zero, and soon this became my second nature, namely to conduct a careful review. This habit, my young friends, proved invaluable during practice in High Court as a young leading lawyer, and most importantly, in my tenure as Advocate General of the state. What I had learnt at the district courts came in handy in representing the state on matters of far-reaching consequences. What began as a lesson from one failure formed the foundation of my lifelong approach. I had realized the value of constant self-examination. I would therefore advise you all to inculcate this practice of self-examination. I have seen many lawyers gradually losing grip over it over a period of time. The shift happens quietly from a mindset focused on uncovering what they might have overlooked to the one focused primarily on finishing matters quickly. I have watched excellent lawyers become mere average at precisely this point, not because they less skilled, but because they stopped scrutinizing their own work with the care and attention it deserved. They chose the ease of routine over the discipline of continuous improvement and settled for adequate work instead of excellent work. Here is the tension you will face throughout your career. What? You must sound certain when you argue the case in court, but you must think with doubt when you prepare the brief. Your clients need confidence from you. Courts expect conviction from you, but the law itself keeps changing. Since change is the law of nature and it shifts with society, adjusts to new situations, and evolves as each generation redefines what's fair. This makes legal practice both frustrating and rewarding. Nevertheless, you must argue with complete confidence even though the ground beneath you is never entirely solid. My dear graduates, the way you handle and balance this tension, projecting confidence when you argue, while maintaining healthy doubt with you when you prepare your brief, will fundamentally shape the entire arc of your professional lives. This evolution and growth begins with the questions you learn to ask about your own work. During your first few years of practice, your questions will naturally and appropriately focus on questions of basic competence. You will ask yourself, did I prepare this matter thoroughly enough? Did I argue it effectively and persuasively? Whether the bench found me credible and trustworthy? These are not trivial or unimportant questions at all. They are actually essential queries that every successful lawyer must continue to wrestle seriously to keep improving the professional skills. If you are fortunate, your perseverance will be rewarded. Your questions will mature and deepen substantially as you gain more experience over the years. By around your 10th year in practice, you will likely start asking yourself different and broader questions. Now, with 10 years of practice, the questions which you will pose yourself will be, what actual benefits from the legal strategy I am pursuing here? What kind of precedent am I helping to establish through this case? And by your 15th year in practice, your questions may evolve further, and you will ask yourself, if the judgment I am seeking in this case ends up shaping how courts decide the next 100 similar cases, will I genuinely be proud of the legal framework and principles I helped create. This gradual shift in your thinking from purely technical and procedural questions to deeper, ethical and systemic questions is precisely what separates lawyers who simply win individual cases from the lawyers who actually shape and improve the justice delivery system itself and help in the growth of Indian jurisprudence. These ethical questions become real when clients walk through your door. Understand this. Each client brings you a case, but some will also confront you with questions about what kind of lawyer you want to become. Genuine curiosity begins with paying attention not merely to legal ideas, but to the actual people sitting across from you. Every case carries with it some hope, worry, or courage. Work for powerful clients may earn you recognition, but work for vulnerable clients will earn you more rewards. You have to take your own call. But here is what I want you to carry forward. The law is not just a toolkit you deploy for wherever or whoever can pay your fee. It places a responsibility on each of us, to those who have no voice, to a system that relies on honesty, and to justice itself. This obligation does not lighten with time. It grows heavier. And it is precisely this weight, when carried with integrity, that elevates legal practice from merely being a profession to becoming a public duty. The choice you make will require humility. I have always found strength, और मैं आप सबके साथ इसको जरूर एक बार मैं आपसे इसको बताना चाहूँगा। ऋग्वेद में मंडल 1 में एक श्लोक है, ओनो भद्रा कृतवो यंतु विश्वतः, and when you translate, it reads, let noble thoughts come to us from every side. What is striking about this verse is its recognition that wisdom does not flow from a single source. It arrives from multiple directions if you are open to receiving it. It may come from an opposing counsel who forces you to address weak points in your case, or it may come from a client who shows you how legal principles actually affect real lives. Often, it comes from a judgment that proves you wrong, or from silence itself, which teaches more than words when you are willing to listen. Learning requires profound humility, the willingness to learn from sources you never expected. My dear young friends, you live today with the knowledge that can neither liberate people or constrain them, with arguments that can amplify silenced voices or silence them further. The legal system you are entering into has been shaped by generations who ask certain comfortable questions while carefully avoiding uncomfortable ones. Your responsibility is not simply to maintain what previous generations built, but to do your bit to improve by asking the difficult questions they were afraid to ask. Move forward, not with fake confidence of knowing it all, but with the courage to keep asking better and more difficult questions throughout your professional lives. Never live with absolute certainty, but cultivate curiosity. Let your practice be guided by inquiry, your convictions tempered by humility, and your success measured not by cases you win, but by justice actually delivered. Years from now, when you reflect on this day, I hope you will remember not the ceremony itself, but the promise you are making to think carefully, to work honestly, and to remain receptive to wisdom from every direction. The profession needs you, not to accept it as it is, but to make it what it should be. Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me to share my views. Jai Hind.
धन्यवाद माननीय। और अब मैं माननीय कुलपति महोदय से अनुरोध करूंगी कि वे माननीय मुख्यमंत्री उत्तर प्रदेश एवं विश्वविद्यालय की महापरिषद के अध्यक्ष से विश्वविद्यालय के उपाधि प्राप्त करने वाले छात्र छात्राओं के उद्बोधन हेतु उन्हें आमंत्रित करें।
मैं माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी उत्तर प्रदेश एवं विश्वविद्यालय की महापरिषद के अध्यक्ष से अनुरोध करता हूं कि वे कृपया दीक्षांत समारोह में उपाधि प्राप्तकर्ताओं तथा अन्य उपस्थित महानुभावों को अपने उद्बोधन से अनुग्रहित करें।
डॉक्टर राम मनोहर लोहिया, नेशनल लॉ यूनिवर्सिटी लखनऊ के चतुर्थ दीक्षांत समारोह में मुख्य अतिथि के रूप में उपस्थित उच्चतम न्यायालय के माननीय न्यायमूर्ति